Welcome back to Sideline Social. Today's episode is extra special. We've got our first WAG guest on the show. Jaden's joining us here today, and her husband, Jaylon Jones, plays for the Chicago Bears. And you might remember him from his days at Ole Miss, too. First of all, Jaden, thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be joining.
I know, I've been so hyped for this one all week. We're going to have so much fun.
Yes,
So
I'm
let's
excited.
walk back all the way to the beginning because, of course, every great story has its first chapter. So let's go back to when you both met. Tell us about how that was.
Yeah, so we were both in college at Ole Miss. We kind of met through mutual friends, and we had both just gotten out of relationships. And we're like, no, we don't want a relationship. We're in college, we just want to have fun. And then, yeah, the friendship did not last long. We were like, okay, well, we actually are definitely a lot more than friends. So, yeah, and then we've been together ever since 2020.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, I'm sure like, and through a lot too, because of course, we had COVID. And I feel like honestly, 2020 to 2022 was like all one blur. And so I'm sure that like learning each other through that time period was a lot because there was just so much going on in the world and everything. And like, it's crazy because it's like thinking on like, it's been 5 years, but I feel like in a way too, it's like that time has just flown by.
Yeah, it's so crazy. During the football games, we had to wear masks and socially distance, so that was definitely different. I never had to do that before, but I was just glad we were able to go to the games at least because I know some colleges didn't allow students, and I love football. So I was like, I went to Ole Miss for the football and the SEC experience. I was like, oh yeah, I've got to go to these football games, even if it's different. So,
Yeah, because exactly. And like that time you don't get back. So it's like,
no,
people think like, oh, okay, well, it's just, but like, no, like those experiences and it's not the same, like having to social
no,
distance and the atmosphere at those games. It's like, it's electric. And that was actually going to
yes.
get me to my next question to you. So has that kind of always been part of your story or was that something that kind of came with the territory later on?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in like a football family.
I love it.
I would literally go to Tennessee Titans games every Sunday. My dad was a season ticket holder since I was born, pretty much. And I was a cheerleader elementary school through high school. And then my dad played college football at like a really small school in Tennessee. And yeah, that's kind of just like all I've known my whole life. Yeah, but it's definitely helpful to kind of like enjoy watching the sport or kind of know what's going on when your husband's on the field and not having to learn it. Like I kind of just already knew. And I get into the games obviously way more than I did before I was with him, but it's so different now that you have like your husband on the field. You're like, "Oh yeah, I'm so into this." Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. I'm sure that gives it a whole other emotional component to it. It's one thing to be invested into a fantasy player, but when it's your actual like, yeah, like
Yeah,
loved one,
it's
that's a whole.
so
And I'm sure
it's
like
so
even with the
scary.
injuries, everything has got to be so much more heightened too. I'm like, oh my God.
Gosh. Yes, I'm like if I see somebody down on the field, I'm like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Especially in away games, I'm like texting the player engagement lady. I'm like, who is it? Is he okay? Like, give me an
Yeah.
update because you don't know you're in the stands. So
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to
yeah.
see. Like, was there a moment for you that you kind of were watching this whole, like, kind of his college career unfold and you've thought, like, wow, he might actually make it to the league?
Yeah, so he was already a few years into his college career when I met him. And ever since I met him, he literally, if their meeting was at 6 a.m., he's getting there at 4 a.m. Like
Wow.
every day, he's still like that to this day, gets there 2 to 3 hours before and stays after. And like just meeting him and him having that hard work mindset, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Just based off of your hard work, I know you can make it into the NFL. And also, too, he loves football. I feel like sometimes people don't really love the sport. They just do it because they're good at it. And, it's like a good income. But no, like I swear he would play football even if he wasn't getting paid. He loves it. It's his life, seriously.
Love that. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
always tell the players when it's like an actual passion compared to you're right. Like they're like, okay, I'm good at this, so I guess, it pays
Yeah,
the bills or they treat it like a job. But you're right, when I mean, to have that passion to show up like 2 hours early. And that always shows too. You can tell the play because you really can't teach someone to care. So to have that
exactly.
naturally, that's honestly, you're like 90% there. Honestly, I think hard work ethic beats talent every time.
Oh,
Like you
yeah,
can have all the talent in the
absolutely.
world, but if you don't have a work ethic, you can only go so far.
Coaches definitely see that too.
They
They
do.
definitely appreciate his hard work. They've always said that about him. Like, stay yourself, like, stay hardworking, like, your hard work doesn't go unnoticed and your dedication. So, at least I'm glad that it's getting acknowledged too off the field. So,
Absolutely. So you've been with him through trades, team changes, free agency, the move
yeah.
back to Chicago. What was that whirlwind like? Because I can imagine the wave of emotions.
Yeah, it's so. I'm very like religious, so through this whole thing, I knew it was gonna be so emotional and so. Just the unknown is really hard for me, but like you literally just have to give it to God because if not, you're going to be like stressed and worried and upset. But I will say, okay, it's very I don't know what the word is. It's just crazy. Like, so Arizona or Chicago and Jaylon didn't get a deal worked out. And so that's why we had ended up going to Arizona because we just thought it was going to be a better opportunity for him defensive wise. And then, he went all through training camp and we moved everything out there. Like we drove with our big dog and it was like 25 hours, moved our whole house. We were out there, I think, for like maybe 4 months. And yeah, he was doing training camp and I mean, getting really good feedback from coaches and from the general manager and stuff. And then he didn't make the 53. And that was really surprising to us because we're like, okay, like, why didn't you, like, if you signed him and, we're
Yeah.
hearing all these good things and these good reports, like, it just doesn't make sense. Anyways,
Yeah.
so he's literally driving on his way to sign with the practice squad for Arizona. And, there's the waiver talk or whatever. And I don't really completely understand it. But his agent had been talking to a few other teams during that time as well. And on his way to sign with the practice squad, his agent calls him and was like, Chicago just claimed you back on waivers. And he called me and I literally started crying. I think it was just an
Oh.
emotional time anyway. But like I'm so happy to be back with my friends and like this feels like home and yeah, it's just like they're my family here. All the girls here are my family. I still feel like we're not out of it though because he's only on a 1 year. So I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be going through the same thing again
Oh.
in a few months, but it's okay.
Yeah, and it's so hard because like I feel like the NFL, it at the end of the day, like it is a business, but it's just
Yes.
like you're right, there's such a human aspect to it. Like, you see like because there's so much that goes into it and like people devoting their whole lives to it. And so I think like
Yeah.
that's why having like good coaches that, they're player coaches, but they're also having everyone's
Yes.
best interest at heart. But yeah, it's tough because like you said, it's like, okay, here we are at a 1 year, but like going to have to go through it again. But I'm sure like the first time is always the craziest, but you're right. It's one of
Yeah.
those things that I'm sure never really gets like it's never
No.
like fully calm because you're just always looking like not waiting for the next shoe to drop, but kind of like, okay, what's
Right.
gonna happen now?
Yeah, you can sign, like a 3 year deal or a 4 year deal and like
Yeah,
you or cut
that's so
you
true.
for the longer deal so you at least know that they have more time and money invested into you.
That
Oh,
is so true. Because you're right. Even
yeah.
the long contract does not even guarantee that. Yeah,
No.
it's crazy.
It
So,
is.
what is a typical game day like for you? Are you calm, cool, and collected? Or are you full hype mode?
No, I am full hype mode.
Love
Like
it.
apologize to the people sitting around me. I'm way too in it. Like it's bad sometimes how in it I am. And like I said, I've always been that way, even
Yeah.
before he was playing and I knew him. If it's my team, I'm into it. Like, I'm yelling at the TV, yelling at the people on the field. Yeah, it's bad.
No, you're preaching to the choir. I am literally the same way. Like I'm like
Yeah.
I to the point that I'm like I feel bad for people around me too because
Around me,
like
I
it's
know.
just hard to not get into it. Like
Yes, it is. And sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to wear his number on my body because they're going to be like, oh my God, his wife is crazy. Like, she's going crazy. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to calm down a little bit. But no, it's really hard when you have somebody you love out on the field and you know what's going on and you're like, no,
oh, I
crazy.
know. Like I can't even imagine. Like I'm like I get way too into it as it is. But I've got a personal reason like oh my God, I would just and I can never understand those
Yeah,
people who just sit and watch the games and like just literally just sit there.
don't.
I'm like how? How are you not?
No, I
It's crazy.
wish. I
Yeah, I
wish.
know.
But no, yeah, in college, I think it was a little bit worse because they have us kind of like in a certain section, like where we're just with families of the players or coaches or whatever. But in college, you were just sitting with whoever. And
Yeah, that's so
I
true.
remember one time, I don't remember who we were playing. It was a big rival. And this guy behind me from the other team just started talking crazy about my husband. It was my
Oh,
boyfriend at the time on the field. And I
oh.
turned around and I was like, Mom, you're going to have to stop me because I'm about to go beat this man up. I was like, be quiet. Like, I get
Oh,
way too into it.
yeah, no, I would be the same way. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Because
Yeah.
you, and that's the other thing too, is there's a lot of obnoxious fans, and I can only imagine online as well. Because, I feel like people online are the same way as they are behind the wheel, where they would never
Yeah.
do something, whatever, like that, if they're face to face with you. But like the
Yeah.
things that people will say online, and especially like the
It's
way that they
horrible.
treat like NFL players, it's like, no, they aren't just performing for you. Like this is their livelihood. Like it's
Yeah.
unreal. I feel like it's gotten to a whole other level with the social media and of course like,
It is.
obviously on social media, but still it's just like sometimes it can be too much. It's like it's almost like they
Yeah.
forget they're human, like some of this
Yeah.
stuff. It's like it's unreal. And I get like again, there's a way to get into it, but like to like I mean, I've heard of players getting like death threats and like that is
Oh, yeah.
just crazy that people go to that
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
Jalen's definitely gotten his fair share of death threats. But I think that started honestly in college for him because SEC
Really?
fans are crazy.
They really
And
are.
then they're a whole different breed.
They
And then
are.
also, he went to Allen High School in Texas, which is like
Yeah.
a huge
I
football
know
school.
exactly.
It doesn't bother him at all, but like, it bothers me. I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't just be saying that, like,
No, because you
and
just
on
never
Twitter.
know what people are going to do. You really
No.
don't. What people are capable of
Yeah.
these days, like, so
Yeah,
scary.
one of my friends had to have security pretty much sit outside of her home, and her husband was just like the kicker. And
That's
she was like
crazy.
genuinely scared for her safety because they have kids, and she's just like, you
Yeah.
literally never know.
I
Yeah.
feel like the kicker actually has such a high pressure, one of the higher pressure jobs because
Yeah,
like, and
that's
again, how people
scary.
act about it. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, that was a field goal. Like this is not, why are we taking
Yes.
it to this level? But again, I think that's just another aspect that I think people just think it's just a game, but it's like, no, it's
Yeah.
so much bigger than that. Like there's,
Yeah.
like you said, the families behind it and it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And then again, all the people that work for the organizations, it's crazy all that goes into it. I think a lot of people just think like, okay, you're just putting up numbers for me, but it's like, no, there's so much more to that.
Yeah, and I feel like I was like not blindsided, but like humbled because
Yeah.
I was like the one, I've been like I said, I've been in college football or just in football in general for my whole life and like I was probably one of them like, "What are you doing? Why
Yeah.
are you doing that?" But like it's so different now that I'm married to somebody that
Yeah.
plays. Yeah.
I could totally see how that shifts the perspective for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, love hearing about like how your story, how your love for football and how it's evolved around football. But one thing that we always love to talk about here at Sideline Social is kind of like how the women around the game kind of carve their own kind of world as well. So let's kind of talk about how that it looks like for you. So basically, yeah, how does that like kind of carving your own lane in the sports world? How does that look like for you right now?
Yeah, so I actually have my own spray tanning business,
Love that.
and I started it in Arizona. It was a lot easier to, I guess, kind of start up and build up during the off season because he has, so much more time.
Yeah.
But I still do get to spray tan. It's just late night sometimes whenever he gets home. I'm like, if you're okay with me spray tanning you at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, like I'd be happy to. But no, I just really think it is important for, I mean, women in general, no matter what your husband's profession is just to have something for yourself as well. Because I feel like I did kind of get lost in the sauce of like being a mom and like your husband's a star and all this stuff. It's kind of like, wait, who am I? But I've always been the type of person like I want a career, I want, something really for myself. And I've really loved just being a business owner and like I love having spray or doing spray tans. It's so much fun and meeting all these different people and the clients. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's such like a trust factor that comes with that. Like, I used to be a makeup artist, so it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of that where you're doing somebody's makeup. Like, it's just that I don't know. It's very intimate in a way that like you're getting to know them and like their little quirks and like they'll tell you. It's almost kind of like therapeutic in a way for them. Like it's just like you
Yeah.
say, it's just opening up to someone, and so that's so cool because I'm sure you get to see like so many different people with like different stories, and it's a way to connect too. I'm sure.
Yeah, I love it. Especially being a stay-at-home mom, I don't get much adult interaction during the day unless I go out. But I'm like, sometimes I feel bad for my clients because I'm like, am I talking their head off because I haven't talked to another adult all day? But no, it's great to be able to meet new people, everything.
Yeah.
So,
And like you said, just kind of carving your own way in the sense of not getting lost in that. Cause like, you're right. I think it can be so easy to lose your identity. I mean, I'm sure even for Jaylon as a player, because you kind of become
yes,
identified with this job, but I'm sure
yes,
so many other things that he does. He's a father. Like there's so many other things. So it's so important to have those little side passion projects. I am a firm believer in that too. It's like, even if I'm
yes.
working for free, as long as I have a passion project. It's just, you're right. It kind of gives you almost a sense of purpose in a way, like outside
Yeah.
of maybe the other things that you're doing. Like it just kind of, I don't know, it's creative outlet. And I totally love that. Yeah.
I love it. It took me a minute to figure that out or like that I needed that, but once I did, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
My next question was going to be like, how do you balance your projects with like the unpredictable NFL schedule?
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Like, yeah, just like how, yeah.
yeah, I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of let my clients know my situation, but yeah, I built up a whole clientele in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving next week, like for good.
Yeah.
Like, y'all will never see me again. But no, I knew I obviously had to have a job where I'm kind of working for myself and I can move, whenever, pick up and move and go because there's no way if I worked for somebody, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But no, I do get a babysitter sometimes just to keep my daughter so I can go work out or get my lashes done or get my nails done. During the season, it definitely has to be a babysitter or something because, they get
Yeah.
home so late at night,
Yeah.
like I could ever get anything done. But yeah, it's a blessing. It's crazy, but, we're doing it.
Yeah. And yeah, just that, like you said, the flexibility of being able to set your
Yeah.
own hours. You're right. Like having a job like that, it's like you can pick up as many or as few clients as you want as well.
Yes.
But yeah, like I can imagine. I'm sure, like you said, you have more time during the off season. But yeah, during the season, I can imagine it is a lot.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I live for his off days because he still goes in on his off days
Oh wow.
for a few hours, which some people don't do that, but my husband does.
I love it.
I'm like, I really enjoy his off day, his one
Yeah.
off day.
It is one off day. Wow.
One.
And so, yes, so you're also a mom. How has that
Yeah.
shifted your perspective during the season?
Oh my goodness. I mean, just being a mom in general has shifted my perspective like insanely about everything.
Yeah.
Game days definitely look different for me. I will say that I'm not as into it as I was when we were just dating and married because I'm a mom. Like
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
toddler is 16 months old, so she is up running crazy, like, she's a toddler. She's doing her
Yeah.
thing. So I luckily have family that comes in for most of the games, and my mom, she loves my mom. So my mom like takes care of her so I can actually watch because I actually want to watch. But yeah, it's just like life is just so much bigger than football. Like,
Yeah.
she's probably
Yeah.
won't remember this. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like,
yeah.
she's gonna be like, oh, my dad played in the NFL. Like, okay, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
like that was when I was young and I still have my whole
Yeah.
life ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really just kind of gives you a different perspective on life and time and everything.
Absolutely. Because also, yeah, she doesn't see him as an NFL player. She sees him as
Ever.
dad. And
Yeah.
like you said, after the fact, like it's just, she's never going to view him the way that the world does. So in a way,
Yes.
it's kind of a
And
beautiful thing too. Because it's
yeah,
like children are the most
absolutely.
like pure love, and like you said,
Yeah.
it changes everything. And things I'm sure that like problems that probably seem like so big before, like suddenly are just like, that's
Yeah.
irrelevant. Like,
Yeah, not at all. And it's like she doesn't care if you had a bad practice or a bad game or dropped the ball. She doesn't know. Like she
yeah.
literally could care less. She just is so happy to see you. That's one of
Oh,
my favorite things is like after
yeah.
the game, she's so happy to see him. And she's
Oh.
so young and I'm like I can't wait until she gets older and really understands and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so I'm sure she was, like, so young, so probably didn't even understand the move, but, like, did that make things, like, a little more complicated? Because I know you said, like, moving with the dog too, and, like, I'm sure that was
Oh my
just one
gosh.
extra thing, but
Yeah, I luckily have a ton of help from my mom.
good,
She's
good.
been amazing. I don't know what I would do without her. She pretty much flew my daughter back to Chicago while we drove. So my daughter didn't have to sit in the car.
Wow.
And then she's just been such a big help with unpacking and all of that stuff because I nothing would get done if
Yeah.
I didn't have her. But luckily, she's not at school age yet, so I didn't have to worry about taking her out of school or anything like that.
Yeah, that is awesome. I know, like, having that support system is so important.
Yeah.
So kind of going off of, like, what we were talking about earlier, because, like, obviously everything is very unpredictable in the NFL. What is your source of calm when things, because of course things can change last minute. And I feel like this year in general has been like a very unpredictable year for the NFL. Like there's just, with injuries, with like the teams that we were thinking were going to be like amazing or like
Yeah.
suddenly struggling. Like it's just been a lot of craziness this year. So
Yes.
what is your source of calm for throughout all that?
It has to be God for
Yeah.
me. I had to learn that the hard way. I've always been a Christian my whole life, but it's a whole different level when you're in this profession, when you have kids, when you're an adult and there's so much uncertainty. Like, I literally just have to give it to God and pray about it because there's no other way that I could be calm ever. Like, literally ever. I do work out too, so that helps when I do get the chance to work out to blow off some steam. It's good for my mental health, but on the days that I don't, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna read my devotion and pray and like, yeah, that's the only thing that gets me through.
Yeah, no, I am totally right there with you. And I can imagine that that is such a test of faith because like again, like here you're moving to an entirely new city and just, trusting in God that that's the right direction or
Yeah,
however it's going to work out the right way and that's just yeah, that really is beautiful that yeah, that you're exercising that because I think we all say like, "Oh yeah, I have good faith," but it's like until you're like really
yeah,
tested that's when you know like
yes,
how strong your faith is. So that is
yeah,
really beautiful. And again, that goes back to having a strong foundation and that's really beautiful because you're right. Like if just having that it's easy to be like faithful in good times, but like those are the moments that really like show you like
yeah,
okay, how strong am I really? Like and again,
yeah,
that's having it something to put it back to not just within yourself. I think that also kind of makes it, you see the bigger picture of everything too. So that's beautiful. I love that.
definitely, absolutely.
Well, you and Jaylon both seem so private and steady. So is that something that's been like intentional from the beginning or was that something that came with time too?
I think for him, he's always been super private person.
Yeah.
Like if you meet him, he's shy, like until you really get to know him, like he's quiet, all that stuff. I think with me, like now that I have a daughter, I just forget. Like
Yeah,
if we're
no.
talking about social media and stuff, like I would love to make TikToks. I would love to do all this stuff. Like I'll film and record and then like I never get to edit it. Or like I forget about it or I'm like, you know what? Like I'm just going to do something else instead. So, yeah, I definitely tried to like go on the whole TikTok roll and do game days and all that stuff, but I just get lost in it. But yeah, no, my husband's definitely intentional about being private. He loves that.
Yeah, no, and I know it's hard to like put the time on that because like, when you're in the moment, half the time you're just like, I just want to be in this moment, like having to
Yes.
do that whole extra thing, and it's time consuming. And
Yes.
and also, I mean, like even for him, I can understand it too from like we were talking about like a safety perspective. I feel like there's just so much on the internet, and it's so easy to find stuff. I totally
It
value that because I
is.
think I know we live in a society now that everything is just it's like almost praised to put everything out there,
Yes.
but I think there's a
Mhm.
beauty in like kind of having intentionality to what you put out there. Like I've always believed in that. It's like not everything has to be broadcasted. I really do
Yeah.
think that there is beauty in private moments for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've always kind of been like that too,
Yeah.
but not as, I guess, intentional as my husband is. But we grew up differently. He kind of grew up not in the spotlight, but he just knew that's probably just the best way to be. So,
Yeah. Well, you balance so much with family, football, all of your passions, and I swear you make it look so effortless. So now we're gonna kind of shift gears a little bit and we're gonna bring a little sideline
okay.
social flavor into this next
Okay.
segment. So we're gonna talk a little pop culture, fashion,
Okay.
and personality. So basically all the things that make you you. So if you could design your own WAG starter pack, what would be in it?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a tough question.
Caffeine, lip gloss, positivity. Let me think what else. A clear bag
Yeah.
for the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think what else, but gosh, you just have to be positive for
Yeah.
them, for the boys and the men, and that's just, I feel like, the biggest thing.
Yeah, you're right. There's such a moral support system there side of it
Yeah.
that you have to be like, it's kind of like being strong for them because you're their biggest hype person out there, like for sure. But oh my gosh, I love that. I'm like all of those things, really. I'm like the lip gloss, the caffeine, like, yeah,
Yeah,
especially as being
need
a
it all.
mom.
Oh, yeah, need it all.
And then who is your style icon? Let's do game day edition first.
Game day edition. I think Kristen Juszczyk. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's how
I
you say her
love her
last name.
style. Yes,
She's so good,
she
like with
is.
everything she does, and I'm like, no, you are giving us looks every week.
Every
Like I
week.
would
It's
like
unreal.
you.
How does she come up with it's amazing to see every single time. Wow. How did she do
I
that?
know, and everybody that makes their own stuff, like how she reworked a ton of stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I'm not like artistic like that at all, so I'm like, oh wow.
Well, I feel like the
But yeah,
quality of
she's
her
great.
stuff too is like you look at
So
the homemade
good.
stuff, it doesn't even look homemade. Like it's
No,
stunning.
no, I'm like, I wish I was that talented.
I know. It's yeah, it's unreal. She just like started as a side thing and then it just took
Yeah.
off. So cool to see. And then how
Yeah.
about your off-duty edition? That can be just like anyone whose style you're just loving right now.
I've always loved Christina Aguilera.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Like her outfits, like just everything. I love that
Oh,
girl. I'm like, I look at her Instagram posts, and I mean, obviously she's older than me, but I'm like,
oh, she
how
looks
good she
so
looks.
good.
I love her. I've always loved her. So
Oh. And it's so cool to see like how her style has evolved too. Like she's had
Yeah.
so many different fashion eras, which has been so fun. Like she's and but at the same
Yes.
time she's like stayed true to her. Like she hasn't let anyone like mold her a certain way. Like she's just like I
No.
am 100% me. Like she's one of the first I feel like, especially during that time period, like during the 90s when, like I mean you look at Britney Spears who was just like literally like you have to do, like they
Yes.
guided her through the whole way. Like Christina was kind of like able to like kind of dance to the beat of her own drum, so to speak. Like she was like, I am not, do
Absolutely.
not try to put me in a box. I love that.
Very authentic. I love that about her.
So, pop culture break. Are you more Love is Blind, The Bachelor, Love Island, or any of those shows like get you when they have a new season come on?
So I had never really watched any reality TV my whole life. And then this year I started watching Love Island and oh yeah, I'm hooked now. Even my husband's hooked. Like we watched it every night and we're discussing it, would send each other TikToks and tweets and all this stuff. And I'm still following all the people from the last season. I love Love Island.
Oh, I know.
Alandria is my girl.
I
Love her.
love her. I love her. She's like the
Yes.
most genuine too. Like, oh,
Yes, and she's a Southern belle. I'm like, okay, girl, I love you. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I've heard she lives in Houston. I'm based in Houston, so I'm like I haven't
Okay.
seen her around, but I'm like hopefully one of these days when she finally makes it. I mean, I'm sure she's moved on at this point, but like they've all that's
Yeah.
what's amazing about that show too is just to see how everyone like their careers just like skyrocket after going on. Like I've never seen a reality show that has had I mean The Bachelor back in its day, I feel like maybe did a little bit, but
Yeah.
nothing like that. The fandom that Love Island has is like unmatched.
Yeah, and I think Huda was in like an NFL commercial or
Oh, I saw
something.
that.
And Jaylon was like, babe, it's Huda from Love Island on this NFL commercial. I'm like, wait, what? And then I was like, yeah, that is. I'm like, good for her.
I know,
Okay.
honestly. That's what I love
Yeah.
is they've also been good about making business decisions, not just letting their 15 minutes or
Yes.
whatever. Like they've been going on different podcasts and different things, learning how to extend it. I'm sure they're all PR trained and they're like, okay, you
Yeah.
need to go do this. Did you kind of see them at like, yeah, I've even seen some of them at like Chargers games or like, yeah, Rams games. Like it's so funny to see them like show up. I'm like, I love this because it's like they're kind of course, like I love it because it's like branching like the pop culture and NFL together, but like it's just so cool to see
Right.
like yeah how they kind of like extend
Yeah.
that so it's like you kind of feel like you're kind of living still like outside of the villa, so to speak.
Yes, definitely.
So who's your current celebrity couple crush? I know there's like a lot of new ones now, I feel like.
I think they're still together. I think Nick and Alandria are still
Yeah,
together.
they are as far as
I
I've heard.
love
Yeah,
them.
I know they're so cute
Like,
together.
I have always loved them from day one, or I guess it even wasn't day one, but when they kind of like got together after I guess Sierra left, and then they brought both of them back on the show, I was like, oh yeah, I love both of them real bad.
I know, and I love them together too. I was
Yes.
really hoping, even from the beginning, I was like, I want to see them together because you could just always kind of tell there was like a little spark there. And so, yeah, it was like finally, like, yeah, because like when they were both like kind of like voted off and then they came back, I was like, oh, maybe it'll happen now. Like, yeah, they're so cute
Yeah, it's
together.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And like his family, I always watched his family's TikToks on like when they were still in the villa and like they love Alandria too. I'm like,
Oh,
this is so cute. Like I
that is
love
so
them.
cute.
Yeah.
I know. I hope
Yeah.
they stay together. I'm like,
Me
honestly, yeah,
too.
because I feel like a lot of the other couples have broken up and they seem to still be, yeah. And it's funny because I feel like there were a lot of people that were like saying like, are they genuine? But like, obviously they're still together. So like, they don't, I don't feel like there's anything in them to like fake it right now. Like, there's nothing,
Right.
yeah,
No.
there for. So yeah, it's so interesting because a few of them that I was like, I don't know, and then shortly
Yeah.
after yeah. So not surprised by a few of those, but which
Yeah,
I
me
get it. At
either.
the end of the day, it's a game, like I totally get it. It's like, yeah, a few weeks of knowing each other, like, man, that's intense though. I can't imagine like the people that go on that show, of course, like, they say like, okay, you gain a lot from it, but I'm like, you also have to like, that's intense. Like,
Oh
like a month
yeah.
of your life, like, or what is it? It's a few months of your life. Like, it's a lot to devote to.
It is
Yeah.
the slander that they
Yes.
get.
Oh my God.
I'm
Again, speaking
like,
of like death threats, yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy. Like,
Yeah. It is really bad. I'm
It
like,
is. And like
there's
even family
good and
members.
bad.
Yeah.
Yes, family
Yeah.
members. I'm like, oh yeah, that's where you draw the line. When you start talking to
Exactly.
my mama a certain way,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
no.
no. That's too much.
Yeah.
So if there were a reality show that was called Real Housewives of Soldier Field, who do you think would be getting the most screen time?
Definitely Simone.
Oh yeah.
Just she's just the icon. Like she's
Yeah.
the queen. She's so nice. Just such a good person, and she's funny. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you need your own reality TV show to follow you around for the games. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God.
definitely Simone.
Yeah, I would so watch that. I'm like, we need to make that one happen. Like that would be so much fun. Yeah, she is so like down to earth and yeah.
Yes, I love her. Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up, we have a little tradition around here. It's our little sideline social hot take segment. So it's basically like rapid fire style questions. So you just say like the first thing that kind of comes to mind. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, pre-game meal or post-game dinner?
Post game dinner.
And then home game vibes or away game getaway?
Home game vibes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like the atmosphere of a home game. It's the best.
No. In Chicago, it's so real. Like,
Oh,
the fans, losing or winning, they're going to be there and they're into it. I love it.
I know. They are diehard fans for sure.
Yes, they are.
And then athleisure queen or full glam?
Full glam on game days,
Yeah.
only because I'm in athleisure every other day.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
And then your tailgate playlist, country or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Yeah, I'm right
Even
there
though
with
I'm
you
from
on that.
Nashville, a hip hop girl.
Yeah. And then soft launch couple posts or full highlight reel?
Oh, full highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you might as well, go big or go home, right?
Why not?
And then post game go to takeout and Netflix or we going out and celebrating?
Take out Netflix.
Oh yeah. I know. Cuz I
I'm
can
so
imagine like
tired.
it's too much to go out after, right? Like it's yeah.
Yeah, he's tired, I'm tired, and we're like, oh, we just want to go lay on the couch
Yeah.
and order in.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
And then what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's married or dating an NFL player?
Just be true and be authentic to yourself and trust in God.
That's beautiful. I love that. And then finally, where can everyone follow along on your journey and cheer you on this season?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. My Instagram's at Jaden P. Jones. And same on TikTok. I'm really never on TikTok. I try, but I can't, I don't know why I can't find the time to post anything. But I do post more on Instagram. So
I know. It's easier. I swear it's like easier on Instagram. Like, but of course,
it
I'll
just
make sure
is.
to tag you so everyone can make sure to follow. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
giving us
you.
an inside look both on and off the field. This has been so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yes, thank you. It's so nice to talk to you.
Yes. So make sure you all follow Jaden and cheer her and Jaylon on this season. And of course, keep up with us at Silent Social for more game day stories and glam. And go Bears.
Go Bears!
Yay.